Your Excellency, Ambassador Slovenian, congratulations on your election as President of the Conference. You have my full support in the task ahead of us. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, this conference has been long delayed, but its importance and urgency remain undiminished. It takes place at a critical juncture for our collective peace and security. The climate crisis, stark inequalities, conflicts and human rights violations, and the personal and economic devastation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic have put our world under greater stress than it has faced in our lifetimes. And it occurs at a time of nuclear danger not seen since the height of the Cold War. That is the reason that, to undermine the importance of this conference, I will be in a few days in Hiroshima in the anniversary of the first nuclear bombardment in human history, and then I will follow it to two visits to other countries in the region, having non-proliferation as a key item in the agenda of the visits. Now, the initial post-Cold War period ushered in a tentative new hope for peace. A hope found in massive arsenal reductions, in entire regions declaring themselves to be nuclear weapons-free, and in the entrenchment of norms against the use, proliferation, and testing of nuclear weapons. When I was Prime Minister of Portugal, I instructed our mission to the United Nations to vote for the first time against the resumption of nuclear testing in the Pacific. Before, the tradition of my country was to abstain, as if this was a matter in which we can abstain. And though a combination of commitment, judgment, and luck, the world avoided the suicidal mistake of nuclear conflict. But as the years have passed, these fruits of hope are withering. Humanity is in danger of forgetting the lessons forged in the terrifying fires of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Geopolitical tensions are reaching new highs. Competition is trumping cooperation and collaboration. Distrust has replaced dialogue, and disunity has replaced disarmament. States are seeking false security in stockpiling and spending hundreds of billions of dollars on doomsday weapons that have no place on our planet. Almost 13,000 nuclear weapons are now being held in arsenals around the world. All these at a time when the risks of proliferation are growing and guardrails to prevent escalation are weakening. And when crises with nuclear undertones are festering. From the Middle East and the Korean Peninsula to the invasion of Ukraine by Russia and to many other factors around the world. Excellencies, the clouds that parted following the end of the Cold War are gathering once more. We have been extraordinarily lucky so far, but luck is not a strategy, nor is it a shield from geopolitical tensions boiling over into nuclear conflict. Today, humanity is just one misunderstanding, one miscalculation away from nuclear annihilation. We need the treaty of non-proliferation of nuclear weapons as much as ever. And that is why this review conference is so important. It's an opportunity to hammer out the measures that will help avoid certain disaster and to put humanity on a new path towards a world free of nuclear weapons. It is also a chance to strengthen this treaty and make it fit for the worrying world around us. I suggest 5 areas for action. First, we urgently need to reinforce and reaffirm the 77-year-old norm against the use of nuclear weapons. This requires a steadfast commitment from all states parties. It means finding practical measures that will reduce the risk of nuclear war and put us back on the path to disarmament. We need to strengthen all avenues of dialogue and transparency. And peace cannot take hold in an absence of trust and mutual respect. Second, reduction the risk of war is not enough. Eliminating nuclear weapons is the only guarantee they will never be used. we must work relentlessly towards this goal. And this must start with new commitments to shrink the numbers of all kinds of nuclear weapons so that they no longer hang by a thread over humanity. And it means reinvigorating and fully resourcing our multilateral agreements and frameworks around disarmament and non-proliferation, including the important work of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Troisièmement, nous devons nous attaquer aux tensions qui couvent au Moyen-Orient et en Asie. La persistance des conflits, conjuguée à la menace des armes nucléaires, rapproche ces régions de la catastrophe. Nous devons redoubler nos efforts en faveur du dialogue et de la négociation pour apaiser les tensions et tisser de nouveaux liens de confiance dans les régions qui en ont connu trop peu. Quatrièmement, nous devons promouvoir l'usage pacifique des technologies nucléaires, notamment à des fins médicales et autres, pour accélérer la réalisation des objectifs de développement durable. Utilisé à des fins pacifiques, le nucléaire peut être très bénéfique pour l'humanité. Cinquièmement, et enfin, nous devons remplir tous les engagements restant pris dans le traité et veiller à ce que le texte demeure à jour et adapté à ces temps difficiles. Si nous sommes tous réunis ici aujourd'hui, c'est parce que nous avons foi dans l'objet et le but du traité. Mais si l'on veut assurer la pérennité du texte dans l'avenir, il faut dépasser le status quo. Il faut un engagement renouvelé ainsi que des négociations véritables et de bonne foi. Et il faut que toutes les parties soient à l'écoute, consentent à des compromis et gardent en permanence à l'esprit les enseignements du passé, mais aussi la fragilité de l'avenir. Excellences, les générations futures comptent sur votre engagement pour nous écarter de l'abîme. Il nous incombe à tous de laisser le monde dans un meilleur état, plus sûr que celui dans lequel nous l'avons trouvé. L'heure est venue de relever ce défi fondamental et de conjurer une fois pour toutes le spectre de l'anéantissement nucléaire. Je vous remercie.